Okay, 2024, running back and middle linebacker.
And then, so we are about a little bit less than a month away from the start of the new year. What are some things that you guys have done this summer, and how's the summer been for you guys going into preparing for the new year?
A lot of conditioning. We've been playing pretty physical, working on making sure we're playing hard.
And you describe kind of playing hard, getting physical, preparing for the new year. What are some things that you guys have been implementing, like in practice, to kind of prepare yourself physically to go into the new year?
Playing to the whistle, you know what I mean? Not being soft, you know what I mean? You can't play soft in football. Yeah, you can't be soft in football.
And then, so you're going into your senior season. What are some things that you and the rest of the senior class are trying to do to kind of prepare yourself as like leaders going into the new year?
We have to change the culture here at Wawasee. Wawasee's not really like used to winning, and like our class has always won. You know what I mean? So we just have to take them along and show what it feels like to win and what it takes to win.
Can you kind of describe to me a little bit about the culture of Wawasee and the things that you guys are trying to do to try to implement and get wins going into the year?
Everybody's used to losing at Wawasee. Like they just expect Wawasee to lay over and lose, and with our class and this team this year, I don't believe that'll be the case. I think we'll fight, try to win.
Yeah, and obviously there's a lot of upperclassmen on this team as well, but are there any underclassmen that you guys have on this team that really stand out to you personally going into the new year?
Oh yeah, for sure. We have a few juniors. Braden Pike, he's a wide receiver. He's really good. My little brother, he's a junior. He's going to play middle linebacker. We have a few juniors. I believe that'll help the team.
And then kind of last question I have for you. So obviously the ACAC, it's a very tough conference. There's a lot of great teams from top to bottom. What are some things that you're trying to do, or I guess some goals that you guys have as a team for this new year?
Play hard. You know what I mean? We can't lie over and just like quit. With all the teams in our conference, everyone's good. It's all competition. So we just have to play hard.
And is there anything else that you would like to add that I didn't already mention at all?
Expect Wawasee to win this year.
Mason Shoemaker, Mason Shoemaker.
And then could I get your class and then the positions you play?
I'll be a senior this year, and I play quarterback.
Awesome. So we've got a month left, or less than a month, going into the new year. What are some things that you guys have been trying to do this summer to kind of prepare yourself for the new year?
Dial in the offense, see what works for our team, and just perfecting all the plays that we run because they're working really well for us. We're just trying to get on the same page with everybody and know exactly what we want to do against different coverages and different scenarios in the game.
As a senior, going into the new year, what are some things that you're trying to do, not just as a leader on the offensive side, but just a leader of the team in general? What are some things that you're trying to do personally to kind of help out the underclassmen?
Just get everybody on the same page, everybody working towards the same goal to get some wins. Once you have everybody that knows what we want and get everybody working towards it, we can be a really, really dangerous team. So we all just gotta, the leaders, the seniors, need to make sure the underclassmen are following with us. And if we all get on the same page, we can get on the right track to getting some really, really, really good things going for us. So it's just all about working together.
All right, awesome. And then you had mentioned that there are some underclassmen to try to get them on the same mindset, same page for Wawasee. Who are some underclassmen that you think can kind of really make an impact and kind of step in to Wawasee and kind of make an impact day one?
Absolutely. We've got going into his junior year named Braden Pike. He's probably our top wide receiver. We connected on a lot of passes last year. We had a big game where we threw probably for over 200 yards together, had 2 touchdowns, and me and him are looking to reconnect this year. I mean, we already got it dialed in, so we can look at each other and know exactly what we're going to do, what route we want to run. We got different hand signals for everything, so I think we're going to be a very, very dangerous duo, and he's just a great underclassman that will help us out a lot this season. Yeah.
Coming from last season and everything, what are some things that you're trying to do and work on yourself personally to kind of build off of the momentum that you had from last season going into this year?
Yeah, I mean, every year that I get to be a quarterback, this is my 3rd year, I get to learn a lot, and the biggest thing for me is if I don't turn the ball over and if I take what they give me, the offense works very, very well. And so I've learned a lot, and I've got a lot of new experience from last year. So I can take that and take it into this year and just be use it and start where I was at the end of last year and just be way better. So, just learn with every new experience and then build off of it.
All right, last question I have for you. So what are some things that you're trying to have planned for this season goal-wise as a team and as yourself personally coming into the new year?
Yeah, so our mantra is something to prove, because we haven't had the best last 2 seasons, but we're trying to prove that we are not just going to go with the same old record as we have in the years past. We're trying to get more wins on the board, try to win some trophies, and make a statement as our class in our last year.
And then for you personally, any goals for you as a senior quarterback on the team at all?
Yeah, I like to write down my goals before every year, and I want to break some records with passing yards, rushing yards, and hopefully lead the state in some nice stats. But I'm more worried about just the team and getting wins. I don't really care about personal stuff.
John Reedebuch, JonReedebuch. And what else did you need to know?
Just head coach and everything.
Head
correct?
coach, yeah.
How long have you been the head coach for?
This will be my 5th season as head coach. I've been at the school for 30 years.
Awesome. Everything. Awesome. Okay, so we are about less than a month away from the start of the season. How's the summer been for you guys so far?
It's been a great season, summer. Guys have been working hard in the weight room, trying to get in shape. And then we've had a lot of competitions to also get our team ready. We went down to Ball State. We had a team camp at Manchester. We've had a couple 11-on-11s, and things are coming together pretty well.
Awesome. And you've got a lot of skill position players who are upperclassmen going into this new year. How have you been able to see them kind of grow as leaders for the underclassmen on this team?
Yeah, this group, as freshmen and middle schoolers, they won a lot of games, and so they're winners, and they're ready to turn things around this year. You're correct in the assessment that it's our skill guys, our secondary on defense, linebackers. That's where our experience is, and we expect those guys to lead us to some big things this season. Yeah.
And then there are a lot of experienced guys on this team, but also with fresh new faces. Are there any underclassmen on this team at all that you think can make an impact for you guys day one?
Oh, absolutely. Braden Pike got a little bit of playing time last year as a sophomore. He's somebody that we're looking at to step up. And then a lot of our linemen are juniors. There might even be a couple sophomores in there that are going to have to step up. Cooper Garden on the offensive line. And there's a few other guys that will need to step up if we're going to be successful. But, having 6 guys on both sides of the ball with experience is going to help us quite a bit.
And then coming in from last season, what are some things that you guys are trying to do to kind of keep the positive momentum going in from last season coming into this year?
Well, last year's seniors did a great job of laying the foundation, changing the culture, and being a more physical football team. And that's kind of carried over to these guys, and they are really eager and excited to turn some things around and get back on the winning track. Their mantra is something to prove, and so we haven't had the best record the last couple of years, and so we have something to prove this season, and they're excited to show everybody.
Yeah, you had mentioned the mantra of something to prove and everything. What are some things, I guess, that you guys are looking to prove going into this year? Any goals specifically for Wawasee at all?
I think we're building on the physicality in each game, being more aggressive and fast to the football on defense, and offensively moving the chains. We got some speed guys this year, and that's a benefit that we haven't always had. We got 4 track kids that are DBs and receivers, and so we're going to be able to utilize that to our advantage. And then, of course, down in the trenches is where games are won, and so if we can put some things together there, and we have some good running backs, so we have a lot of weapons on offense and defense. I think we can fly around the football, so we want to be aggressive on both sides of the football, and obviously that coach speak of, not turning the ball over, don't hurt yourself with penalties, and keep the chains moving. And then defensively, get off the field on third down. Don't give up the big play. Those kind of things.
And you kind of mentioned all of those things that kind of make a complete football team going into this year. Going into this season, it's kind of the last question I have for you. What are some goals that you, on the coaching staff, are trying to look at the team as a whole to kind of prepare yourself for the new year?
Well, as far as team goals, we want to make sure we go into one game at a time. And so the most important game right now is the first game, and then build upon that. And, we can't be looking down the road, and we're not in a position to say, we're going to go to state this year, those kind of things. But we're going to build upon our record. We want to win a lot more games than we had in the last couple of years. And, there are games that provide that opportunity. We play in a great conference. So every week you got to bring it, or you're going to get housed. So we got a great conference, and our out-of-conference schedule are two teams that have some of the best seasons they've had in the last couple of years. So there's no easy ones on our schedule. So we got to come out each game, one game at a time, and get after it. And confidence is another thing. So if we can get a couple wins going, I think you'll see a different team on the field.